Welcome in, guys. It is Brad with College SportsCast. We are here to do our sixth episode of Wildcat Weekly, and Big Blue Madness just happened a couple of nights ago.
Thank you for tuning in to College Sportscast. College Sportscast presents Wildcat Weekly.
What's up, guys? It's Brad with College SportsCast. I've got John Hammonds on here with me tonight. What's up, Hammonds?
What's up, man?
It's been a big week for Kentucky basketball. You can see behind us a picture of Big Blue Madness that happened on Saturday night. We're going to get to all of this, but before we do, let's talk about Facebook for a minute. Guys, we have grown over 6,000 and we continue to grow. We appreciate you. If you are new on Facebook with us, you can help support us by sending stars, or for 99 cents a month, you can help support us and you get your own subscribers page and chat for, again, just 99 cents a month on Facebook. And we appreciate that. We appreciate the growth that we have had on Facebook in the last week. It seems like we've had quite a bit. So if you are on with us, please like and follow, subscribe for 99 cents. If you are on YouTube with us, we appreciate you as well. On YouTube, watching with us tonight, please like, subscribe, comment, share, have a little fun, interact with us if you want. And we will get to all things Kentucky and Kentucky sports. Pretty cool picture behind me, behind us tonight, John. I love the blue tint that they have in Rupp now. It's just really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
It's pretty cool. All right. At the top of the screen, there is a QR code. That QR code goes to Home Field Apparel, and I'm going to get that up right now. Goes to Home Field Apparel. If you are with us and a Wildcat fan, please go to Home Field Apparel. They have tons and tons of stuff. There's actually over 180 collegiate teams, but this is Wildcat Weekly. So if you're a Wildcat fan and looking for some new retro vintage gear for Kentucky, go there and check it out. Use our QR code at the top. If you don't use the QR code, you can go to Home Field and use our code CSCast, and that will help us earn a little bit of money for you guys to keep making content. I am going to leave the QR code up on the screen as we talk about all things Kentucky sports tonight, but I am going to take the other part down there. All right, John, we are going to get into some things. So last Monday was UK Media Day. We already covered that on the Monday night show last week. So we're going to start with, this time, Kentucky Pro Day was last Tuesday night. And we're going to start with Kentucky Pro Day while we get going here tonight. John, did you get to watch Kentucky Pro Day to start with?
No, I did not.
It was on streaming, so I didn't know if you got to watch Kentucky Pro Day or not. But on last Tuesday night in Memorial Coliseum, all 30 NBA teams had scouts there and was sitting courtside to watch basically the men's Kentucky team practice. They didn't do too many of the drills and the jumping and the agility drills and things, measurements and all that I've seen. Now, they may have done that behind the scenes with the scouts some. I'm not sure. But all 30 NBA teams was there for Pro Day. And I just want to talk a little bit, John, about who stood out and who created some buzz for themselves. And I'm going to start with Colin Chandler. I heard some buzz about him from the NBA scouts after the pro day event. Um, just his motor, his ability. He was shooting the ball well. He was seeing the floor. He's just really active and all over the place.
Yeah, when he had that dunk at the Big Blue Madness that you showed, I felt like from what I seen from highlights was Trent Noah. Like, Noah going into year 2 might be better than last year.
So Noah created a little buzz at the pro day as well. I mean, in the drills that they did, the warm-up drills, I heard that some of the NBA scouts said he shot like 80% with no defense, 3-pointers. I don't know about you, John, but that's kind of good.
Well, yeah, look at last year. What was it? The Tennessee game. He had some big shots that kept us alive in the game to win. He hit some big shots in the Alabama game. Like, Trent was a big plus to us down the stretch last year. And I think, if he's anywhere to where he was last year and you bring him into this year, we could have a really good basketball team. Not just him, Brandon Garrison, I thought is looking a little bit meatier and beefier on the, in his arms, his chest. He's looking a little bit bigger. I kind of like Jalen Lowe. I think Jalen Lowe is going to do some things.
So these are going to be some clips. I've got 3 quick clips here from Pro Day. The first one, John, is the bigs warming up, and you're going to get a sneak peek. Not much, but you're going to get a sneak peek of Jaden Quaintance here if you pay real close attention. Jaden Quaintance has not fully participated. I want to put that out, but he was on the court for some warm-ups for Pro Day. So at the very end, that was Jaden Quaintance to come down the floor for a layup at the very end of that clip. So like I said, you get a little sneak peek of Jaden Quaintance. He is not back fully healthy. He is still setting out most of these scrimmages and real play, active play. But John, Reese Potter had a pretty nice spin move in that. Yelovich, I think is how you say it. He had a nice spin move in that. Mo Diabate was in that clip. I'm trying to think who else might have been. Oh, Brandon Garrison's in there. So just a fun little clip to show you guys there. And then the second clip that I have is with Brandon Garrison. He's going to finish this with a flush. He gets a rebound, passes it up ahead to Colin Chandler, and they do kind of a give and go, a fake screen. And Brandon Garrison gets the dunk. So that's a nice little clip of Colin Chandler and Brandon Garrison doing a 2-man game there. What'd you think about that, John? You're muted.
I said I like it. I think we're going to have a fun team this year.
And then my last clip on Pro Day, and we're going to move on to Big Blue Madness. My last clip is a clip of Yelovich hitting a three-pointer. Again, a 6'11 Croatian, 6'11. And then you got Jalen Lowe coming down for the white team and hits a three-pointer as well. So in that clip, like I said, I mean, Yelovich got a really sweet stroke in Big Blue Madness. We've seen that as well in the three-point contest. And then Jalen Lowe kind of gives it up, gets it back, coming down the floor, and hits a nice lefty three.
I told everybody that he would probably start by Christmas.
Yep. So
he's the real deal now.
All right, we are going to move on to Big Blue Madness. And we're going to start out, guys, with the women's team for Big Blue Madness. I have it scrolling at the bottom of the screen there. John, the first thing that I want to do is I want to talk about Coach Kenny Brooks. Coach Brooks came out to a really, really kind of cool video where he was breaking records. They were talking about literally he was breaking vinyls. He had a little thing and was breaking vinyls and doing the little and everything. It was kind of cool. The video was for Kenny Brooks and the team last year broke 12 school records. And that was the theme of the night for Kenny Brooks and the women's team breaking records. I thought it was a pretty cool video. Did you get to see that?
Yeah, I did. You know, you got to think, Brad, 2 years ago, this team was probably one of the worst in the country, okay? There wasn't a lot of hype around this program. There was a tough conference. You bring in Kenny Brooks, and the whole, culture has changed. They broke, like you said, they broke records last year, but this team might be that one that takes the next step from last year. Now, will they compete for a SEC championship? Who knows? But I don't like how they was picked 8th in the conference. I think they're not giving them they're giving them no respect whatsoever. But I think Kenny Brooks likes that. Another thing I really liked that Kenny said was he promised a lot more. That this year was
he actually, guys, he promised that he was not going to quit until he wins a national championship. That was his words.
Yeah, I mean he's all about it. He's been there. He's been in the Final Four.
Yep.
He's been in those moments, so he knows what he's talking about. He's a really good coach. I watched the girls play in the little scrimmage, and I saw Tiani Key. I thought she played really, really well. Amelia Hassett, a 3-point barrage, might as well say what you want to call it. Her and Asia Boone faced off. Now, she put up 15, I think, in the final, but 25 points for Hassett. That's scary to think about when you know you got some big girls who can shoot the three from the outside.
Oh, yeah. So the next thing I wanted to talk about for the women, this is for the women now, player intros. Was there anything or anybody that kind of stood out to you on the women's player intros?
Not really.
I think the women were pretty. I mean, they did dance a little bit and come out and stuff. They each had a walkout song and things of that nature. But I think the women were pretty tame for the most part on the player intros. So the next topic I want to get to, John, is and I'm not sure if I actually spelled her name right. It may have an H in it. I'm not sure. But Michaela Epps returned. And if I did not spell your name, seriously, I'm sincerely sorry. I didn't have time to check and do everything tonight. I put this together at the last minute. So, but Michaela Epps returned. She actually narrated that Breaking Records video, and I thought done an amazing job narrating that video for Kenny
Yeah.
Brooks. And then she came out on the stage with Kenny Brooks.
Yeah, she's a legend in her own right. She broke records at Kentucky. She did a lot of things that most people don't even accomplish at a college, much less a premier program like Kentucky. She's her dad was probably one of my favorite players of all time, Anthony Epps.
Yep.
He played for Rick Pitino, and he was a really good player in his own right. So to see her get to come back and be a part of what Kenny Brooks is building is pretty special.
She played, I think she was 13 or 14, something like that, is when she played. She recently entered the Kentucky Hall of Fame, the Kentucky Basketball Hall of Fame. She was one of them that was introduced in the Hall of Fame and had a fun night there. So, congratulations to Michaela Epps. And it was just one of the stars of the Midnight Madness or Big Blue Madness. Sorry, I'm old, guys. It was used to be called Midnight Madness. And then, John, I want to get to the skills and a team 3-point shooting challenge that the girls did. Tiani Key's teams won both of these, I believe.
I believe they did. And like I said, Amia Hassett had a really good showing in the 3-point shooting contest. Clara Strack, I thought, played well as well. This is going to be a really fun team, Brad. And and I'm still kind of on the whole 8th in the conference. That kind of sets a fire.
Yeah,
to me.
today, I will say this: Clara Strack was all SEC second team. I'm not so sure she was second team last year, and was the SEC Defensive Player of the Year last year. So I think Clara Strack can do even bigger things, to be honest with you. Don't be surprised to see Tiani Key on that all SEC team list at the end of the year. That would not surprise me. Tony Morgan has a possibility to get on there as well. I truly do believe that.
Well, and you got the freshman.
Yeah.
And you got the freshman Kaylin Carroll. She's going to be really good for Kentucky. Boone's going to be really good. She was the Liberty transfer.
Yeah.
So a lot of pieces to this team that Kenny Brooks can kind of use and put on the floor together. And, I think the bench will be a lot better too. I think the bench is going to be last year their bench was not great. But I think this year they got enough pieces to kind of use that to his advantage.
I think Josie Gilvin's going to come off the bench and play a lot better than people expect as well. But I do want to get to the 3-point shooting contest, John. And I want to start off with Asia Boone because I thought she put on the best barrage all night long, including Trent Noah, to be quite honest with you. She dropped 10 in a row in her first 2 racks in the first round and she had 25 in the first round. Asia Boone did.
Yeah, she was unconscious, man. She was lighting up those Rip Arena nets. She had
the first 2 racks. She was, it was the bottom, no rim, nothing. 10 in a row. She was lighting it up.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
And she wound up with 25 and Amelia, I think, got 21, if I remember right, in the first round. The top 2 advanced.
Yeah. I want to give
Kaylin Carroll some love here. She had 17 in her opening round as a freshman. First time in front of a crowd like this, on the floor at Rupp Arena, McDonald's All-American freshman. I thought she handled herself really well in the three-point contest.
Yeah, I did as well.
And then the finals happen, and Amelia Hassett goes off, hits 25, and defends her title, John. She actually won the women's three-point contest last year, and she comes back and defends her title as the three-point king for Kentucky women's basketball.
Pretty amazing stuff.
She's 6'3". She's a big girl and can step outside and shoot the ball.
Yeah.
All right. From the women's, we are going to go to the men's. And now I'm going to switch it up. Along the bottom of the screen, you guys will see Kentucky men's basketball. And I've got a few things here that we're going to get to. But let's talk about player intros to start with, John.
I'm just going to be honest with you. Trent Noah coming out to You'll Never Leave Harlan Alive.
Yeah. With the winner of The Voice.
Yeah, Jordan Smith.
Jordan Smith.
Kentucky fans went crazy. They took it to another level, though, when Smith came out. It was a sight to really see. It's really why Kentucky fans call this state what they are. It's home.
Yeah, absolutely. It was an amazing experience to be there and see that too. But on the TV, I'm sure it was fantastic. Another one that I thought was really, really great was Oweh's. I thought Oweh had the loudest player intro. And John, I don't know if you know this or not, but he came out to a new song by Lamont Butler.
Yeah, I noticed that when I heard it. I was like, uh-oh.
That was Lamont Butler.
Yeah.
If you guys remember, Lamont Butler at Big Blue Madness last year come out to his own song, and the whole team got around him. It was a really cool thing. This year, Oweh came out to a new song about Otega Oweh from Lamont Butler.
Another thing that I really enjoyed was the number of alumni that came back. You know, you had Jackson Robinson was there. I think Dom Hawkins was there. Ron Mercer.
Yep.
Wayne Turner. Tubby Smith.
Brandon Stockton was there.
It was just a really fun day. You know, the surprise, John Wall, the Fan Fest, Big Blue Nation. I think they sang "Happy Birthday" to Brandon Garrison's son.
They did.
You know, there was a lot of moments in this where it felt like Kentucky basketball again. You know, you got, Pope coming out with, John Wall.
That's actually my next topic is that Mark Pope comes out with John Wall.
You know, the thing about it is, and even Wall recreated his own Big Blue dance that people, if you ain't a Kentucky fan, you don't remember, is the little thing with his arm he did when he walked out for the first time. It's just it's amazing, Brad. It's
all right. I'm gonna play this. If I am gonna warn you, there is a little bit of language in this because I have the actual Dougie song. My son made a little video for me. I'm gonna play this, but forgive me if you don't like it. All right. This is John Wall coming out. It was a really, really fun event when he came out. The crowd went nuts.
And at guard, 6'4" from Kentucky, welcome to DC.
Teach me how to play it.
John.
They be like, Smooth, what? Can you teach me how to Dougie? You know why? Cause all the bitches love it. All I need is a beat that's super bumpin'. And for you to back it up and dump it. Get it. Put your arms out front, lean side to side. They gon' be on you when they see you hit that Dougie ride. Ain't nobody go by Bubba, and he hit that death like thunder.
All right, that's a little fun video. Thank you, Braden. My son made that for me. I've got a couple of more. That one is the only one I was a little bit worried about. That is the real Dougie song. That is the dance that John Wall is known for. And Braden made that for me about him coming out. It was a very, very cool intro when he come out. The fans went absolutely wild when John Wall come out. And John, what you think about my little clip?
That's pretty awesome. There was a lot of great moments here. One thing that I noticed was the scrimmage. What really stood out to me, Brad, was the 3-point shooting. They hit 6 threes. I think 2 of them was from Cam Williams. They had some really good plays from Denzel Aberdeen. The individual 3-point shooting contest, it was all Noah and Jelavic. Jelavic was put up 21, but I think Noah caught fire and hit 30 to take the title home. I'm telling you, a lot of people don't know Trent Noah is the real deal. He's not your average Kentucky kid. I said this when he was at Harlan. I said this when, he was playing for the regional championship up in, Corbin and all the times that he's played for the Harlan County. I can't even think what their last names are. Ain't that awful? Lost track of it. But anyways, he's the real deal, and he's a reason why Kentucky is getting some of these kids, and it's a special thing.
So I want to talk a little bit about the scrimmage. I do have another video to play for you guys. So they only scrimmaged 5 minutes. There wasn't a lot to see. The score wound up being 14-12. Aberdeen did pretty good. Cam Williams hit 2 threes in the scrimmage, but it was a 12-12 game with about 21 seconds on the clock, and the white squad had the ball and got the ball into the hands of freshman from Kentucky, Jasper Johnson. And I've got a little clip here that I want to show you guys. Again, my son helped me make this clip.
The Black Bears. The Black Bears is what Harlan are called.
Black Bears. All right.
I got confused what their mascot was.
So Jasper Johnson hits the little floater as time was winding down to win, actually, and they did not go to the line, but they blew the whistle. He actually got fouled on that as well. My son actually took that video as well as put it together for me. So I do want to give Braden a shout out for putting some stuff together for me.
The dunk contest was kind of fun too.
The next thing that we're going to get to is the 3-point contest. John's kind of already talked about this quite a bit, but the 3-point contest, John, like you said, it really was Jelavic, and Trent Noah. Cam Williams was in here, and Cam, I believe, can shoot way better than what he did in the first round of the 3-point contest in the scrimmage. And at the very end, we'll get to that later, he shot the ball really well. He just didn't do it too well in the first round of this 3-point contest.
No, it wasn't good in the early rounds, but he kind of figured it out towards the latter.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a real good 3-point shooting. I actually think this team is probably going to be a better 3-point shooting team than they was a year ago, and that's crazy to think about.
They very well could be. Trent Noah put on a show again. This was after the walkout music that he had and everything. He put on a show here, dropping 30. They had two longer 3-point shots, that they were doing in these 3-point contests. So he dropped 30 in the 3-point contest and took home the title as the Big Blue Madness 3-point shooting contest winner.
Then you had the dunk
And then,
contest.
and then we're going to get into the dunk contest, John. The dunk contest was Mo Diabate,
Colin Chandler.
who was the other one? I know Colin Chandler. Who was the other?
Braden Hawthorne.
Braden Hawthorne. Thank you, Braden Hawthorne, and Colin Chandler. That was the dunk contest. Braden got one dunk down and then had some trouble in the second round. But I do want to give a little bit of pub here to Mo. I thought Mo had some pretty decent dunks.
Yeah, I did too. Chandler stole the show, though, with John Wall. He brought Wall out to throw him the lob as he ran, from the opposite free throw line, and he slammed it home. So congrats to Chandler. Chandler's athletic as all get out.
By the way, Colin Chandler, like Amelia Hassett, won the dunk contest last year. He's now the 2-time defending Big Blue Madness dunk contest champion.
Pretty awesome.
Football Talk with Bo. What's up, Bo?
What's up, Bo?
Bo Crouch is with us, guys. I don't know if you remember Bo Crouch.
Yeah, I remember Bo.
Bo Crouch was a football player for Nebraska, right? Isn't that who he played for? That's what I want to think. Maybe he's on with us, and maybe he can tell me. But that's who I was thinking he played for. I don't know.
I think that was Eric Crouch.
Was it? It may have been.
He won a Heisman for Nebraska. No, I played arena football, he said.
Arena football. Well, maybe it was Eric Crouch.
Still counts. Still counts all the same. In my eyes.
He did play professional football. I do know that Bo Crouch played professional football. I do know that.
Ogden Knights, he says.
Okay. All right.
So he played.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get you mixed up with the guy from Nebraska. I'm sorry, Bo. But I was thinking that's who he was.
Professional or not, it's still professional football. So
yeah. But anyways, guys, I just wanted to say thank you to Bo Crouch for being with us. He has a good show. Check that out. To be honest with you, that is his YouTube channel. He has a great show. He covers WNBA and does all kinds of stuff. Bo Crouch does. So check him out. Give him a shout out since he's on our show and talking. So, all right, John, I do have one more clip here. This is my last clip. And this is of the dunk that won the dunk contest for Colin Chandler. I'm going to get that off the screen and put the dunk up. This again is from Braden.
Our dunk contest. We have a lucky fan that goes by the name of Jason who has a major opportunity on his hands. We're calling this the Progressive Shot Contest. This guy has 24 seconds on the clock.
All right, that's a little clip that Braden put together for me with Colin Chandler's dunk. It was a really, really cool. The crowd went crazy. The team went crazy. Colin can get up, man.
He can. He really
he also and nobody's talking about this, but his first dunk in the first round was one of those rock the cradles over your head dunks, and he nailed that as well, and also got a 50 on that one. For a 6'5" white boy, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Bo said, "Hey, I wished I won a Heisman." I don't know, man. That's who I'm sorry, Bo. I'm sorry. Oh man, I had to put that up there because it was kind of funny. He said, "I wished I won a Heisman."
Yeah.
All right. The last thing for Big Blue Madness, John, that I want to talk about. This ended Big Blue Madness. Cam Williams sank a half-court jump shot for one lucky fan who has struggled to try to hit a half-court jump shot. Mark Pope, or a half-court shot. Mark Pope even donated $5,000 out of his own pocket to try to give the guy one more chance. He threw it up. It was way off. So he finally said, okay, one last time. This is it. And he threw the ball to Cam Williams. And Cam just switched a half-court jump shot. He didn't throw it up. It was a jump shot. 4 or 5 grand, John, for the guy out of Mark Pope's pocket.
That's a lot of money right there.
It was a pretty cool way to end Big Blue Madness. The team surrounded him, went down to the goal and kind of hugged and had a big pile up down there and everything. It was a pretty cool way to end Big Blue Madness and kind of end the night for everybody. It was a cool event, and it was really cool to go to and be a part of. Check out my article this morning on Big Blue Madness. A lot of what we talked about here is included in that article. Go to stadiumrant.com. Check out my article on Big Blue Madness. All right, John, we are going to get back to just some regular stuff here. I'm going to put our thing up at the bottom here. Again, if you are with us, the QR code at the top is for Home Field Apparel. You can go click Kentucky once you get on there. That will be our link for Home Field Apparel. It will help support us, and you get some really cool Kentucky gear. They've got some really cool retro stuff there. Use our code CSCast, and it will help us out. All right, John, tomorrow, Kentucky, both men's and women's, will be in Birmingham, Alabama at the SEC basketball tip-off. This is like the SEC football media days. This is the basketball version.
Yeah, it was fun last year. You went. I got to experience it firsthand. Even, you were sending me videos. I was, trying to search through social media, having to put it on there. It was like just one clip after another, because you gotta rush through these things, because it's not, these coaches have a limited time that they can talk. The players have a limited time where they can talk. And I really liked last year when John Calipari called you out in the middle of the press conference. He said, I want you to answer this last question question.
Ask this last question. Yeah, he did call it.
And it was a good question. It was about Kevin Knox, his little brother, Carter Knox, playing in Arkansas. And I thought it was a really good question. But overall, I mean, it's a fun experience. If you've never been, all the teams go there, coaches. I think they take 2 or 3 players with them.
They're all taking 3 players with them. So tomorrow is Kentucky's day in Birmingham. It is split into 2 days. Tomorrow is Kentucky Day. Men's and women's team. Kenny Brooks comes out first. I believe it is at 5 around 5 o'clock-ish, 5:15, and that will be Eastern time. If you're Eastern time in the state of Kentucky, if you're Central time in the state of Kentucky, it'll be about 4:15. Kenny Brooks will speak first. Then the three players that he has going down there will be able to speak and interview. I think the three players he has is Teone Key, Clara Strack, and Tony Morgan.
Tony Morgan.
I think is the.
In Kentucky's is Otega Owe. Trying to think who the other two was.
So that's for the women, and then the men is about an hour later. So if you're Eastern time, it'll be about 6:15, 6:20. Mark Pope will take the mic, and then if there's three players. They speak for about 25 minutes. I think the coaches do is the time limit on it.
Yeah, I think one of them it's Owe, and I can't think of the other two.
Do not have it here with me. I did see it.
I had it posted on here.
Is Jalen Lowe one of them? I can't remember. Off the top of my head right now, I just can't remember it, to be honest. If you pull it up and get it up there, you can.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now.
Yeah. So there's 8 teams that go to the mic tomorrow for SEC basketball media days. They call it SEC basketball tip-off. It's in Birmingham, Alabama. I got a late invite, and I had planned to go and was told there may not be enough room for me. And then today, out of nowhere, I got a late invite. And I'm going to go down just for the Kentucky portion of it tomorrow evening because I was not planning this. But I will be there, and John's going to be posting some stuff for me tomorrow evening. So check us out, College SportsCast, on X and on Facebook. We'll be posting some stuff about it.
Yep.
All right, John, we're going to move on to the blue-white game. The blue-white game is Friday night. This Friday night, it's in Memorial Coliseum. That's where it was last year. And both the women's team and the men's team are going to be a part of this in Memorial Coliseum on Friday night. It's a really cool event. I got to cover it last year. If you're a fan, this is another free event. The tickets are already gone for this. Memorial Coliseum does not hold 21,000 like Arena does. It only holds about 6,500 or so. Memorial Coliseum does. So this thing sold out in minutes, to be quite honest with you, last Friday. But it is a free event. And if you did get a ticket and you do get in, just bring some stuff for these players to sign, because afterwards they all come around, they sign stuff. Mark Pope signed stuff. Kenny signed stuff. It's a really cool event if you're a fan. And you do lucky enough that you get in. John, we're waiting word, but you and I both could be there.
Yeah, we got an opportunity to both be there this week. So hopefully we'll get the word tomorrow or Wednesday. So
yep.
Just wait things out. So
it's a really good event. Usually it's a full scrimmage for the men's team. So we'll get to see, a full 40 minutes or at least 30 minutes, but probably a full 40 minutes of a blue-white scrimmage here. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I do not expect to see Jaden Quaintance playing.
Mm-mm.
And So far, I have seen no evidence that Otega Owe is playing because
Yes.
in those clips that I showed and us talking, we have not brought him up much, but that's because he has been out with this toe issue. He told me at media last Monday that it was a turf toe. I got that from him. So I had not heard turf toe, to be honest, until he told me that himself. I do have the clip if somebody wants me to back it up, but I do have the clip, by the way. So if you want to say, oh no, whatever, I have the clip. I promise. I wouldn't say it if I didn't. But I do not expect Quaintance or Olway to be playing Friday night. Do you?
Mm-mm.
I don't think either one will play Friday night. I am interested in the girls' side of this. I think it's going to be fun to see the girls get out there and get to play at least a full half, 2 quarters, at least. I would love for them to play 3 quarters or play the whole game, but I think they usually play about 2 quarters and then the guys play the full 40 minutes, if I remember right from last year. But it's going to be fun to see the girls get out there and really have a little bit of time on the floor, 5-on-5. Get to see Tony Morgan really drive the lane, see what she's going to do. Get to see KK and Amelia and Tiana Key shoot from three. Clara Strack dominate down low and outside. She's all over the place. It's going to be fun to see these girls. I'm also interested to see what Asia Boone and Josie Gilman does. Lexi Blue, see what she can do on the floor, just to throw some names out on the women's side. So it's going to be a fun night on Friday night.
Yep, should be a lot of fun. Should be a lot of fun, Brad.
All right, John, that ends the Kentucky basketball section of our show here. We're about 47 and a half minutes in, John, but we do have to get to some football stuff, guys. This is Wildcat Weekly. They had a bye week last week. But John, I'm not going to talk a whole lot about this, about football, because there's been a lot of negativity. I'm not here to talk about negativity, to be honest with you. The Texas Longhorns are coming to Kroger Field for the first time ever Saturday night.
Yeah, they are.
It's kind of a big deal.
It is. You know, their next 4 games will include 3 home games and a trip to Auburn. I said, Brad, there's a lot of uncertainty around this program right now. They get multiple opportunities at home. So here's my thing. The bye week is what the problem is. You had the game against ahead of the game with South Carolina. They made some tweaks in their bye process, Stoops. That was, they made some changes. They had a hot start. Offense went totally combust in the second quarter, and the game was over. And that's a problem. Like me and you've talked about the 6-10 coming out of the bye week. That's a problem.
6-11 now, because they already lost one this year coming off a bye.
Yeah,
to South Carolina.
And now you got another bye week that has just happened. Kentucky's a home underdog for the first time since 2023. That's hard to believe. And for the first time since 2013, I was just looking up these stats, Kentucky will be a double-digit underdog in a game after a bye.
I mean, this doesn't happen much. And Kentucky has – listen, everybody can fuss if they want to, but Kentucky football the last 13 years, or minus the last 2, has been a major upgrade from what they have always been. Now, listen, all I have to say is this. Saturday night, you can write a lot of things. You have a chance, is all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's going to be great. Because I don't know. But you've had an extra week to work at it. And, I mean, go out there, shock the world. I mean, UCLA done it.
Well, here's my problem, Brad. Kentucky is not giving themselves any
second. Northwestern just did it.
They did. But to be
I mean,
fair, though, Penn State's in a dumpster fire. So
they wasn't until 2 weeks ago.
no, that's true. My biggest concern, Brad, they're not giving themselves enough chances to win. The blowout losses, the South Carolina, the Georgia game, that used to not be a thing here. I think they had 2 SEC losses in 23, Kentucky, where it never trailed more than 9 points. Not only is Kentucky losing, Brad, but they're not getting any chances to win games. The one-score games that they was 23-14 from 16 to 22. One of their biggest strengths was always their defense, right?
Yeah, it was.
And that's become a weakness. They're not playing in enough.
Their true weakness is the offense. And I've been saying this for
issues are well documented. Bush Hamda, they've had to throw in Gunnar Stockton.
I wish
the Georgia game a couple of weeks. Yeah. Cutter Boley, right out of the gate with Calzada hurt.
Joke, Cutter. That was a joke.
Oh, I know. And then they got the whole retool of the wide receiver room in the portal. That's not produced much. And they've, and the program's long 2 touchdowns or less streak has been extended. The offense is a problem. But
major.
I feel like this team can win games with that offense, but it cannot win games with a bad defense.
All right. I'm going to say this. Can Kentucky football overcome the long odds on Saturday night versus Texas or Tennessee?
I mean, you got to think. Texas is not playing great, but they did beat Oklahoma 23-6 this weekend.
Up till last weekend, I thought maybe they had, of course, maybe Texas put together a few things and they did win a big game. I don't think they actually looked like they were going to be on fire or nothing last week. Oklahoma tried to return their quarterback that had just had surgery 2 weeks before on his hand. It didn't go well for them. They should have let the Hawkins guy play and set him out another week, more than likely. Now Texas is coming off of a big win when they get here. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing. I'm not sure how I feel about that, to be honest.
Let's be fair. The Texas defense, even though that they've struggled, they still might be the best in college football. In the streak of Kentucky's 2 touchdown or less is probably going to be extended Saturday night. I hate to say it. To have a legitimate chance to win this game, Brad, Kentucky's defense is going to have to play well. They're another poor.
Actually, we probably need a defensive touchdown.
Another defensive performance like we had against Georgia and South Carolina is probably going to lead to a long night and a long walk back to the cars.
We need one of those early game pickoffs like we had the first 3 games of the season and run one back for a defensive touchdown. That's what we need.
And I've even said the way Kentucky runs the ball and they throw the ball, it's a blueprint that Stoops likes to play. It's really methodical type. That style is not good if the defense is not playing well, especially against a team like Texas. Now, this is a really big week, Brad, against the offense that Kentucky could find some success against because Arch is not playing great.
No, and the offensive offensive line of Texas is not great. It's not good, to be honest.
But if the defense has another bad game, this whole thing could spiral quickly.
Their running back is out, Baxter's out again. Manning hasn't played fantastic. Their offensive line isn't great. Now, they do have a great defense. But if you can find some ways to put some points on the board, including kicking some damn field goals and maybe getting a defensive touchdown, I mean, who knows?
The problem here, though, Brad,
Northwestern just beat Penn State.
Kentucky's allowing the third most passing yards in the conference. That's not good.
No. Buzzkill. Buzzkill.
I know. I'm saying. And that's a recipe for disaster for a guy like Arch Manning that has struggled. And he could have a coming out party. Like, that's –
Well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe DJ Waller could actually put on his uniform. I'm just saying. I mean, he's had 2 extra weeks in the last. I mean, come on now.
Well, you know, I'll
7
say this to end our show. I'll say this, even though we'll end our show here. Texas does not look like, you know, the preseason number 1 team that everybody thought they would. They're still good. The defense is good. They're only allowing.
They're definitely not the number 1 team that everybody thought they were.
Their defense is only allowing 11 points per game. Kentucky's inconsistent offense that Bush Hampton runs is going to have their hands full. If you do the whole jet sweeps, try to screens, it's not going to work against Texas. You're going to have to
Texas does a lot of screens, or they did with Ewers. They did.
They did. I'm just saying the small stuff, the dink and dunk is not going to work against Texas. You're going to have to get the ball down vertical down the field to win this football game.
The only way they're going to do that is they're going to have to take advantage and run the ball a little bit. If you can run the ball, it might open up the field so you can do that.
But
if you can't run the ball,
I'm going to say something on this final buzzer. Everybody's been talking about the whole.
I got one more topic.
Go ahead.
Before we go to that.
All right.
So
I was going to mention something real quick.
We'll come back to that. But before we move on from onto the final buzzer, I do have one more topic that I want to get to real quick here. Kentucky volleyball has a fantastic team, and they are still undefeated in the SEC. I think they're 5-0, if I remember right now. And 4 of them have been sweeps. The only one that wasn't was a 3-1 on the road at number 9, Texas A&M, a 3-1 win. But they swept LSU in Baton Rouge over the weekend, I believe yesterday, on Sunday, and are still probably going to be the number 3 team in the country this week, John. If you can look up real quick what their games are this week, I would appreciate it. Texas is coming up soon, and Texas is the number 2 team in the country. I can't look it up with doing the show, but I know Texas is coming up pretty soon. It's because it's October 13th. It was mid or 20th or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
They play Auburn Wednesday, which is this week.
Yeah.
Florida on Sunday. Friday of next week, which is the night of Kentucky Purdue, the exhibition. They go on the road to Mississippi State, at Alabama, Vanderbilt at home, at Texas November 2nd. So it's later on in November.
Okay. All right. I was thinking it was towards the end of October, but it's November 2nd, the big one.
It's November 2nd. So get out and support these girls. They still got some home games left.
Craig Skinner's got a really great team. Eva Hudson, Brooklyn DeLay is was the SEC Player of the Year last year. One of the best liberos in the in the land with Molly. You've got some really good freshmen on this team that's playing well. Cassie O'Brien and a few others on this team. I just want to give them a little bit of love. We had Asia Thigpen on our show here, Wildcat Weekly. So again, big shout out to her and this volleyball team. They're number 3 in the country and have a legitimate shot to maybe make a Final Four and bring home a championship to Kentucky this year.
It would
So
be nice.
they play Auburn, and I think he said Florida this week coming up. So we look forward to seeing. Florida's actually a pretty decent team. They were ranked earlier in the year. I think they're still ranked around the teens or 20th or something. So Florida is a pretty good team as well that they have coming up. So that'll be a test for Kentucky volleyball this week. But check them out. Go to Memorial and check out the volleyball team. They are doing a fantastic job. Craig Skinner's got the girls going. All right, John, if you want to do a little bit here before we do.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to bring up something. I know there's been a lot of Power 4, Power 5 coaches been fired this week. James Franklin, Trent Dilfer, just to name a few.
Oregon State, the Braves.
Brady. I think there was another one I can't remember, but and I see all these comments like, well, if they can fire these coaches, why can't they fire Mark Stoops? And there's a whole different thing here with the buyouts. Mark Stoops' buyout is he has to be paid within 60 days.
It's a full lump sum.
It's a full lump. Yes.
It's a full lump sum. It's like winning the damn lottery.
And me and Brad talked about this. I think it was yesterday, day before. He said, really, what's it going to matter if you fire him in the middle of the season or not? Like, why? Who would take over?
Or if you do it December 1st.
And the thing that you got to understand is who's really going to lead this program with Stoops now?
I guess we're going to see if Eddie Graham will lead the program. I guess. I don't know what these people think is going to happen.
I kind of just wanted to bring that up because
maybe Bush Hamden could be our head coach for the next six games. I don't know.
I think it's just crazy talk, and I understand where everybody's coming from. I get it that the team's not playing well. There's a lot of negativity, like Brad said, on social media that he's trying to stay away from with the fans and whatnot.
And here's the deal. I want to give you an idea of something while we are talking about this, okay? Let's say you are a potential coach that is getting calls. Let's say you're John Sumrall, a name that everybody likes to bring up, okay? Let's just pretend that you are John Sumrall for a minute, okay? Your phone rings several times. You get a call from Florida. You get a call from Wisconsin. You get a call from Oregon State. You get a call from Oklahoma State. You get a call from Kentucky. You get a call from Auburn potentially.
Yeah, with Hugh Freeze struggling down there. Yeah.
I'm saying this is all potential. This is just a scenario, guys. Who do you think that John Sumrall, you should take? What job do you think they're taking?
He's probably taking the Auburn and the Florida job.
I'm just telling you. These people act like Kentucky's going to get pick of the litter or something. Go look at the program. Penn State's looking for a coach. Florida State is likely looking for a coach. Florida is likely looking for a coach. Wisconsin is likely looking for a coach. Arkansas is looking for a coach. Oklahoma State's looking for a coach. And there'll be many more.
Yeah, by the time the end of the year is out.
I'm just telling you guys, if you want to really look at something, there's your dose of reality.
And the thing about it is to end with this, is I think Kentucky football, and I love Kentucky football. I'm very supportive of the players. Now I've been critical of some of the coaching, now the offensive coordinator at times, but everybody has in the media. You've had Roush and some of them call the offensive coordinator out a couple of times this season.
Listen, I've been saying to get rid of Bush for a while.
The problem lies here, Brad. And you told me this, and you've said this 100. Kentucky football for the future is in trouble.
We'll get to that in another show.
We'll get to that. And I'm not talking the program as a whole. I'm talking from a money standpoint, like NIL stuff of that nature.
I mean, it's basically like this, John. If you want the basketball program to still stay at the top and spend $12-15 million in NIL to stay at the top, there's a cap now.
Yep.
There's a revenue sharing cap.
Well, Missouri's paying Drinkwitz and all, but Missouri's not a basketball school like they are football.
They're not trying to stay at the top. The Kentucky fans in basketball want to be at the very top.
And then you hear people. And then you hear people say, well, and I understand the whole Indiana aspect of it, but Indiana got like something dropped in their lap.
But Indiana's also not been spending a fortune in basketball for the last 15 years.
And we don't have a Mark Cuban either. That's a that's a donor. You know what I mean? Like,
also, if you look at Indiana basketball, what have they done in the last 10, 15 years?
Not much.
They ain't been a player, to be honest.
And that's why, and you look at Georgia Tech, they haven't done much in basketball, and they're putting all their chips into Brent Key. You got to understand from a perspective that Kentucky is never going to be a football school, regardless of how much you want it or how much you want it to be. It's never going to be that. And I hate to
there's 6 SEC games, okay? I mean, 6 SEC. There's not fixing to be 9 SEC games moving forward. Okay. There's 4 years worth of schedules out. You can go look at them yourself. Pull it up. There's 4 years worth of schedules out in advance in the SEC. In the future, you're going to play 9 SEC schools and Louisville potentially up through 2 more years through the contract. Okay. So you're going to play 10 Power 4 conference games. You only play 12. I don't know about you guys, but the math tells me that's only 2 gimme wins. Okay. So to get to 8 wins, just 8. And everybody's like, Kentucky's supposed to be at the top and winning 10 and 11 games and getting the college football playoff and all this stuff. To get to 8 wins, you got to win 6 games in the SEC or 5 and beat Louisville every single year.
Well, and you have that extra. You have that
Go look at the schedule. Go look at the schedule and tell me what year you think Kentucky can win 6 games in the SEC.
Well, and you got to think. Look at next year's schedule. We play Alabama and LSU at home. I mean,
Listen, this isn't the Big Ten, okay? We're not playing Rutgers and Northwestern, and I mean, we're not playing those teams.
No, that's true.
I'm serious, guys. The bottom of the Big Ten, Indiana, they get to play 3 or 4 games against teams they could sleepwalk and beat. With the coach and players they got now, they wasn't before Signetti got there, but with the players and the coaching that they have now, it's easy. It's cakewalk.
Yep.
Please tell me what game on Kentucky's schedule in the SEC for the next 4 years is cakewalk.
It's not.
Pick one out. I want to hear what it is. I mean, you might get one, maybe. And I doubt it'll be cake.
Yeah.
All right. That's enough, but you said you wanted to go on a rant. So,
Well, hey, we ain't done one in a while. So.
You know how I am.
I know how you are. I know how you are. But good luck tomorrow, Brad. I just wanted to tell you with the Kentucky Media Day, SEC Media Day tomorrow. Hopefully it turns out really good. And hopefully Friday night we'll be somewhere in that little hole. Well, it won't be at Rupp, but we'll be at Memorial.
No, it'll be a Memorial on Friday night. That's
hole
behind us tonight.
and kind of covering the games Friday night. So.
Yep, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be another fun week here at College SportsCast. What this does mean is we will not be on a Big Fuss show and potentially not a game day pick'em on Friday. However, if we do get approved, we will be doing our game day pick'em on Thursday night and potentially our Big Fuss show on Wednesday night, because I would like to get in a separate Big Fuss show. So, yeah. All right, guys, we will see you in a couple of nights, potentially for the Big Fuss show here at College SportsCast. This has been Wildcat Weekly, and we hope that you have enjoyed all of our coverage of Kentucky sports, basketball, football, volleyball, women's basketball, and everything that we've talked about here tonight. So you guys have a good week and go support the Cats.
Yep. Have a good one.